Hello, my name is Jessica Bravo. I'm a licensed acupuncturist, Reiki master teacher, intuitive holistic healer, and the creator of Wellness Within Dex. Today I thought I'd tell you a little bit more about me so we can get to know each other. As a kid, I always had the tendency to kind of tune into people and see how they were feeling. Or I would give friends and family massages or back rubs, and it was interesting. I don't know if people were just being nice or or truly felt some sort of healing or care taking place, but they would always tell me how strong my hands were or how amazing they felt afterwards. And at the time I was maybe 6 or 7 years old, so I don't really think of too many kids who can give a good solid massage, but I would be told that I did a really good job, or people felt much better. And but anyways, as a kid, I didn't have that inclination to want to study medicine or to get into some sort of health and wellness field. I was really into art and drawing and animation, things like that. So for a long time, I thought I was going to end up in some sort of creative arts role. And then when I got into high school, I developed an interest in sports medicine specifically. And so I shadowed the athletic trainer in my high school for some time. And that was a lot of fun. I got to learn some things and see how that world operated. And then I actually went on to my undergrad for athletic training and sports medicine. And I had a wonderful experience. It was difficult, but I got to learn a lot. And it was the only, at the time, it was the only program in our school that actually had clinical hours, hands-on training within the health and wellness kind of category. And so I had the opportunity to really learn and develop my hands-on skills. And then from there, I had the intention of going on to medical school for orthopedic surgery. And I decided, I had the opportunity to shadow the ortho that was affiliated with our program and shadow him during my final year of study. And I was in the OR with him almost once a week, or I was in the office with him, and I got to see how he operated, what surgery was like, and I got to see some really cool things. And I'm so grateful for that opportunity that I had, because I learned so much. And I also learned that there had to be a better way. And so my interests shifted from the world of sports medicine to trying to figure out where I fit in the health and wellness field, so that I can provide some level of healing without causing potentially more damage. Although very helpful for a lot of people, obviously, to have these operations when needed. But I started to think to myself that there had to be a way to possibly avoid it altogether. That level of invasiveness wasn't necessary so frequently within our world. And so I started to shift and try and find where I belonged. I considered nursing schools, I considered PA programs, I considered other kind of specialties within medicine, and trying to figure out where I really fit in and, make my way towards getting into those programs. And then in that year time frame after undergrad, at some point I spoke with somebody, and I shared with them that I've always had an interest in herbal medicine, or learning more about herbs. And as a child, being a Latina, I grew up with my grandparents going in the backyard and picking certain leaves or flowers, or using certain fruits or vegetables and creating all sorts of concoctions, creating topical ointments, or creating juices or remedies for me and my family to take whenever somebody got sick. And honestly, as a child, if I think back, I probably had less than a handful of times where I had to be on any sort of medication, like an antibiotic. I only remember ever having strep maybe a couple times in my life. And maybe a couple other things where some sort of prescription was necessary. And other than that, I really only ever remember taking the remedies that my grandmother made for me. And so I knew there was some power and healing going on with these herbs and these plants. But as a kid, I didn't really recognize that. I didn't appreciate it at the time, and knowing that there was so much power behind these healing remedies. And I'm grateful to have some of those recipes now that I can pass on within my family. But in sharing that information, that person that I spoke with said, have you ever considered acupuncture school? Because there's usually an herbal program affiliated, or that's part of their training. And I hadn't even come into my radar, honestly. And that's because I had never been to an acupuncturist or herbalist, and I didn't know that that was within the realm of possibilities. It wasn't in my awareness. And so I immediately explored that and stepped into finding out how that fit into my life, or if that was part of my journey. And like instantly I gravitated to a specific program, and it was the New England School of Acupuncture. And that is where I did my training, but everything just like fell into place and was just smooth sailing. Not to say that it was easy. It was the hardest 4 years of my life probably, but I would do it all over again. It was so rewarding. But every little detail of the application process, down to who interviewed me, which at the time the professor had the same background as me, where he had come from the world of sports medicine and had a degree in athletic training just as I did, and had shifted gears for similar reasons. And so that right there was just a signal from the universe to me anyways, that I was on the right track, and everything else just unfolded so seamlessly, the whole process, the whole journey. And again, you heard me right, 4 years. Very difficult as far as the studies were concerned, but I would do it all over again, every single moment of it. So fast forward to 5 years after graduating, and I have a wonderful, thriving and growing private practice, and I am so grateful for the journey so far and for everything I've learned. I'm so grateful to all of my patients who have ever come to me or continue to come to me, and have allowed me to grow within my field and allowed me to become a better practitioner over time. I'm so honored to be that trusted source for all my patients, to bring them wellness or to guide them on their wellness journey. And it's been absolutely incredible. Now, today, I am recording this in a time where it's been 6 months, just about, since the pandemic started really here in the States. And so I have had to temporarily close my office during this time, and I have had to shift gears, which has been really interesting, to go from a practitioner who works solely in person, um, and sees people one-on-one and has an allotted amount of time with each patient, and physical interaction with doing the acupuncture or body work or whatever's entailed within their particular treatment plan, and then having to switch to a virtual platform, almost overnight. And so I've learned a lot in this process as well. And again, I am somewhat grateful, or not somewhat, I am grateful. I am grateful for this learning opportunity that I've had over the past 6 months, because it's given me a chance to unlock a new level of practice for myself, within my private practice, allowing for virtual visits where I'm doing guided acupressure with my patients one-on-one. It's given me the opportunity to develop my skills in creating informative videos. So I installed TikTok for the first time just after the pandemic started, and I started making short, helpful videos on acupressure and even sharing Reiki and things like that. And I've seen a lot of success and received a lot of messages with how helpful that information was for people, that it really helped them with their pain or their headache. And so I'm just so grateful to now realize that I have a responsibility to share my knowledge on a greater scale with people, and to really help them. That it's about helping my community and helping the people within my community, but there is an opportunity to really share this wellness globally and bring people healing, or bring them awareness that they are capable of healing, because their bodies have an innate ability to heal, and we want to unlock that potential. And we do that through the principles of Chinese medicine, and using acupressure or other techniques within the 8 branches of classical Chinese medicine, such as meditation and movement, body work, nutrition, herbs. All of these things play a role. And now I have the opportunity to share that on a greater scale, and it's been such a blessing. And in this time, I even created my first product, and that's probably one of the things I'm proudest of in the past 6 months, or it is the thing I'm proudest of in the past 6 months, but in this journey of even becoming a practitioner and being able to share what I do with the world. And I actually have it sitting here in front of me. I'll give you guys a peek. But I created my own wellness deck. It's called Wellness Within, the Anxiety and Stress Edition. And if you haven't seen my little video yet, I will be making more videos about this and how to incorporate this. But it's basically a card deck with wonderful resources for creating a daily or even weekly practice for self-healing. So one of the things I'm proudest of in these past 6 months is the fact that I got to create my very own product. I created a wellness deck. It's called Wellness Within, and it's meant to be a full series of decks that will come out over time, but the first one was released just a week or two ago now, and this has been a blessing within this time of that my office has been temporarily shut down, to have the space to create something to help thousands of people around the globe, and maybe more, really unlock and tap into their true healing potential that they were born with. And so I created this beautiful wellness card deck with the intention of allowing people the opportunity to not only tap into this wellness that is within you, and the deck is called Wellness Within. But to also create new patterns and new habits within your life with a really simple and accessible approach that integrates all of the different branches, the 8 branches of classical Chinese medicine, and truly integrate this holistic approach to your self-care and your wellness routine. And so I have a small book that I wrote that goes along with the cards and really goes into detail on what that's all about, and then the cards to really create and unfold your practice. And so I'm really excited to be able to share that with the world. And part of what I intend to do through this platform and creating YouTube videos and other social media videos like on TikTok and going live on Instagram and Facebook is really to share with you what I know and what I know works from my experience and my own practice, but also just from the principles of Chinese medicine and how to tap in again to that wellness that you have excuse me, within you. And so yeah, this is a journey that's unfolding for all of us. For me as a practitioner, growing my ability to share what I know and becoming more comfortable with this process, and to also align with all of you and be able to help you tap into that source, because I truly believe that that we're at a pivotal moment in our lives right now where we need to start shifting the way that we think about health and wellness, and that it's not something that needs to solely rely on an external source for wellness, okay? Everything that you really truly need from a baseline perspective is already within you, okay? Barring any need for emergency situations or you know, life-saving surgeries and things like that. You know, not discounting the Western medical world at all, have so much respect for it, but understanding that there is a time and place for it, and that you have everything that you need within you to create wellness and healing, or to begin that journey and that process. And each step and each decision that you make along this path is a signal to your body that you are open and receptive and aware that the healing is there and that it can start to unfold and take place. It's all about allowing that to kind of resurface or reignite, so that everything that we've done throughout our lifetime that suppressed that can start to be chipped away, and that wellness potential can start to come through and really work for us in the way that it was intended from the time we are born, and really from the time we're conceived. So before I go on too much longer on this introductory video on who I am, I hope that I've been able to share just a little glimpse of my journey, and you'll get to know me more over time. But these past 6 months have also been a blessing, because I've been able to share and spend more time with my son, which I'm so grateful for, and really grow as a parent and as a wife and partner. And I'm so ecstatic and excited, just overjoyed for everything that's unfolding and everything that's to come. And it's all for the greater good, for the collective, to share with you all. And I hope that I truly step up and meet my role here that I am meant to play. And I look forward to getting to know my community that is in alignment with what I have to share. And I am so grateful. If you've watched this far, please subscribe, share, like, You heard it. My son would like to subscribe. Please do all of the things and help me share my message with those who need it most and that are open and ready to receive it. And thank you again so much. I appreciate you all. Have a wonderful, blessed day.